Come on, put those hands together for Jesus. Come on.
Hey, you. Hey, you. Hey, you. Welcome to the Spice of Life Variety Show. We are delighted. As you can see, I'm being a cheerleader today because we are delighted to have you tune in today to our show as we spend this time talking about helpful safety tips. Every one of us, each one of us can benefit from learning about how to even make ourselves even more safer in our surroundings. And so we have a very special show, an informative show that will share with us some techniques, some tools, some do's, some don'ts. If we apply them, they will turn our lives around. So you really want to grab your pen and your paper, and you want to remember some of the tips that will be shared through the course of time, my interaction with our guest, Rita Hall. I have picked up several tidbits from her that have really been instrumental, and so I know that will be the same for you. So I don't want to belong the point and belabor the point. I want you to grab your pen and your paper. Our contact information will be at the end of the show. If you would like to contact Rita Hall, certainly contact us, and we will definitely make sure that the two of you are connected. We love you. Thank you for tuning in. Rita Hall, girl, thank you for being here again.
Thank you, Dr. Lewis, for the opportunity.
Thank you. You're such an expert in the field of safety, being a public servant for how many years?
26 years with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department.
So you know your stuff.
Pretty much, yes.
You've had to learn your stuff. So now you know your stuff.
Yes.
On the job experience, huh?
OJT.
Wow. And so now you're enjoying the benefits of 26 years of employment, and have your own business, and you conduct various seminars. And what are some of those titles and topics?
Well, I do one for young people called Dating for Data 101, because our young people are getting into the wrong type of relationships. I teach them how to spot a dysfunctional relationship and how to build a healthy relationship.
Wow, that's amazing. And today you're going to share some helpful safety tips in various areas: home, personal, shopping, all of that. And so I want to sit at your feet and learn from you. So why don't you just kind of take it away as you share today with us helpful safety tips. And I don't know where you're going to start, but wherever you start, we're going to catch on and go with you. So tell us, teach us.
Okay, let's start with home safety.
Okay.
That is the place where we go to feel safe and to exhale, and in this stressful economy, we need to be somewhere where we feel safe.
Right.
Now, there are some things that do not cost a lot of money that we can do to facilitate the safety of our home.
Okay.
For instance, I tell people, even if you are a single person, put 2 names on your mailbox. And what that does is it gives a potential burglar the thought for pause to think, well, maybe one of them might be home. They don't know that there's only you there.
Right.
Invent a name.
Right.
And just put initials. Don't put your full name. Put your first initial and your last name. If someone comes to your door unannounced, say, honey, will you get that for me? Even if you're in the house by yourself.
Okay.
They don't know that.
Okay.
One of the things that I caution people about, whether they're male or female, is you had a lot of scam artists going around there pretending to be repair people from reputable places like AT&T or DWP or Edison. Any legitimate worker will have a photo ID from the company. Number one, if you did not call for service, they do not have a pictured ID, do not admit them to your home. Because typically what happens is they work in pairs. They will come in and they'll say, oh, well, we had a gas leak in the neighborhood and we need to check this, this, and this. And while one is distracting you and you're showing them different points in the house, the other one is robbing you blind.
Wow.
So keep in mind, any legitimate repair person will have pictured ID. If they do not, call. Call wherever they purport to have come from and notify the company that you have some perpetrators out here.
Okay.
And call the police.
Okay.
Another thing, keep your home illuminated at night. We should have lights on the exterior of our home so that we can see out. You may not want to incur the expense of having them be on full time, but have a motion detector light in strategic places, i.e. in your driveway, on your front porch. So if someone comes up, that telegraphs to you that there is someone there. Additionally, have a peephole in the door, a wide angle peephole so you can look out and see who's out there.
Okay.
Those are very critical points, and I tell people, male or female, keep your doors closed. If somebody runs up to your door and says it's an emergency, I need to use your phone, that's fine. You call from inside your house. You can call 911 and say there's a male or a female at my front door screaming for help.
Okay.
You have still maintained the sanctity and security of your home without allowing them in. A ploy that they were using a few years back before I retired is they would have the sound of a baby crying playing outside. Now, most women are very nurturing.
Right.
And so if you hear the cry of a baby that appears to be in distress, you're typically going to open your door and try to comfort that child. Well, they would have somebody around the corner. It's a tape recording. You open your door and people rush in. Unfortunately, we live in a very cold, cruel world.
Yes.
So we have to monitor what goes on around us so that we are safe.
Wow.
Now, I know it's also difficult times right now, and a lot of people cannot afford a burglar alarm system. However, you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get a bell. 2 bells, one on your front door, one on your back door. Put them on there in the evening when you retire. So if you hear that bell ring in the middle of the night, you know that you don't have a key out. That telegraphs just enough time for you to take some type of action, whether it's dialing 911 on your phone, picking up a baseball bat, or whatever you need to do to maintain your security and the security of your family. Additionally, one thing, and I'm always looking for new innovative ideas. I picked up a tip the other day. Most people now have a car key that's a click that has an alarm on it. Put that by your nightstand at night when you go to sleep. So if you see or hear someone prowling around your car at night, you don't have to go outside, because you don't know what type of weapon they may have or how many people they have. But if you press that panic button on that car, it's going to make a lot of noise. And that's what burglars do not want. They do not want noise. The things they do are under cover of darkness and in the quiet. So that alarm will go on, that scares them away, that allows you time to call 911. And that all you have to do is put it there when you go to sleep at night. So there are simplistic things that we can do.
Right. That's
very
amazing.
Simplistic things.
Things that we don't really even think of that can really save your life almost, really, huh?
Absolutely. Okay, on the exterior of the house, everybody likes a well-manicured lawn and a beautifully landscaped house. But we should keep the shrubbery 18, no more than 24 inches high. And people say, well, why? Because you don't want to provide concealment to a potential assailant. If you can see through your shrubberies, you know that no one is hiding in your shrubbery. That's why you do that. When you go on vacation, call the mail and tell them, hold your mail so you don't have mail spilling out your mailbox.
Right.
Also, let your daily newspaper know I'm going to be on vacation, hold the newspaper. Because guaranteed, mail spewing out of a mailbox and papers lined up in a driveway are an open invitation to a burglar. It shouts, nobody's home. Nobody's home. Also, you should be friendly enough with your neighbors that you can say, hey, I'm going to be gone for a couple of days. Can you watch out for me?
Okay.
I have the best set of young neighbors that live next door to me. Sometimes I don't see them. I'll just type a note, slip it in their inside mailbox, say, I'm going to be gone from such and such a date to such and such a date. And they know nobody comes to my house. If somebody comes to my house, they're calling.
All right.
That's why we have to maintain at least a good working relationship with our neighbors. I'm not saying run in and out of your neighbor's house.
Exactly.
But at least be on a first name basis. For example, I'll give you another tip. My neighbors know my first name. I know their first name on both sides of me, in front of me. If, for example, I am in trouble and there's somebody there, I am going to call my female neighbor by my first name.
Okay.
That lets her know, and she may say, oh girl, how you doing, and go in her house, and she's calling the police because she knows there's something wrong.
Okay.
The suspect doesn't know that.
Okay.
He doesn't know my name, and he doesn't know her name.
Okay.
You can do that without putting your neighbor in harm's way, but you're getting the help that you need.
That's real smart.
Little tips. I mean, it's just little simple things that we can do that keep us safe. And we fail to realize that.
Wow.
Little simple things. Now, this is a tip for females because we're the ones that have the purses.
Okay.
Nothing in my purse comes back to my home address. I have a P.O. box listed on my checks, and my driver's license has the sheriff's department work address on there.
Okay.
So that if my purse got stolen, and heaven forbid my keys were in there, they don't know where I live. Now, they can go to the sheriff's department if they want to.
They big or bad enough to do that, huh?
If they bad enough to do that. But at least if they steal my purse, my home is still secure.
That's a great idea.
And even males can do that, but I especially implore females to do that because we are physically not as strong as a male.
Right.
So we have to utilize our thinking capacity to outsmart criminals. So that is what I tell people to do. Also, know and having a secure place in your home, your credit card numbers, so that in the event your purse is stolen, you can call immediately and cancel those cards before the thief has a chance to run up astronomical amounts on your credit card. Little things. They may be time consuming, but little things that we can do. Now, as far as vehicle safety, the number one thing is keep your car in good working order. When you get down to half a tank of gas, fill up and fill up in the daytime, and have 3 different stations that you go to on a regular basis so that the people there are familiar with you.
Okay.
So if there is a problem, you can telegraph that to them.
Wow.
And I say keep your car in good working order because you don't want to be stranded somewhere with a car that's not working in a neighborhood that you're unfamiliar with. And you notice I didn't say a bad neighborhood.
Right, exactly.
I said a neighborhood you're unfamiliar with.
Right.
Because any neighborhood can be bad. Also, with the car, when you go to your car, and I'm putting this on females because I haven't seen males do this.
Okay.
Okay. You know, as women, we multitask a lot. And so we will come out of a building and we'll get in the car and we'll apply our lipstick, we'll put on our mascara, we may balance our checkbook, or we may utilize that cell phone. Wrong.
Okay.
When you walk up to your car, number one, have your keys in your hand. Don't be fumbling through your purse.
Okay.
Have your keys in your hand. Look under your car to make sure that there's not someone hiding underneath your car. Look on the sides of your car to make sure that there's no one loitering around your car. Look inside the back seat to make sure that there's no one crouched down in your back seat. Once you get in that car, lock the door, buckle up, drive off. Do not sit there and be distracted and focused on something else because you have effectively set yourself up as a target. Get in the car and move.
Okay. Wow.
Because that's a very critical time. Make sure that whatever you need to do, you do it inside the building that you come out of.
Okay.
Not, like I said, fumbling around for your keys.
Okay.
Park in well illuminated spots, because the time changes in the fall and it gets dark sooner. So we need to think and be proactive in the morning. If we know we're going to be somewhere until it's dark, park as close to the entrance of the building as possible and underneath a light.
Wow.
Little forethought. Doesn't cost us any money, just a little forethought.
I'm taking mental notes. I really am.
I know, and I'm really glad because something I said to you once before, you have started to implement, and I'm really glad because my whole focus is to keep as many people from becoming a victim of crime as I possibly can.
Exactly.
And little things that we do, just basic, being aware of our surroundings. Like I said, women multitask all the time.
Right.
We have to make women our first priority. We ourselves have control over that because we may not always be with a spouse or a boyfriend.
Right, exactly.
And we can't abdicate our safety responsibility to anyone other than us.
Right.
So that's our responsibility to be proactive about our safety. Which brings me to the point, women have what I call the disease to please. We're nurturers, and so we acquiesce a lot of times, and we override that internal warning system that can be first starting to whisper, danger, danger. And then when we ignore it, it gets a little louder, danger, danger. And then by the time it's shouting, danger, it's too late.
Okay.
Ted Bundy was one of the most prolific serial killers within the United States. And the way he was able to kill as many women as he did, number one, he was very handsome. Number two, he was very intelligent. Number three, he was very shrewd. Sometimes he would disguise himself as someone that had a disability. He limped a lot, and he would ask women, oh, can you help me to my car? And once, like I said, disease to please, here we go again, nurturing. Once they got to his car, the wolf would come out of the sheep's clothing.
Wow.
And he said that he played on the sympathies of women. He played on the fact that he was very good looking.
Help us, Lord, right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're talking about helpful safety tips. All of these people use all of these gifts that they have, like you say, the looks. They invent disabilities just because they know the end result. They want to make you a victim.
Exactly. And so my job is to help all of us become more aware of our surroundings so that we minimize our chances of becoming a victim. And I tell people, okay, I back into parking stalls, and they say, well, why do you do that? A friend of mine a while back, her dad was in the Air Force, and they have what they call strip alert. The planes land in such a way so that if there's an emergency, they can take off that ship and go.
Okay.
They don't have to try to back up and maneuver it. They can take off and go.
Right.
Well, that's how I park. I back into parking stalls so that if someone tries to come to my car, God help them, because I will run them down.
You go, girl.
I will run them down.
All right, all right.
We have to start thinking in terms of safety because our safety is our responsibility. I just thought of another thing about the home, Dr. Tonya, and this is really important. A lot of times we'll go, say, like to the market, and we'll have bags and bags of food to bring in.
Right.
And I know this is inconvenient, but we should never prop open a door, because while we're distracted and focused on bringing in the food, someone could slip unaware to us into the home. So I lock that screen door every time.
Okay.
It's inconvenient,
Okay.
but I have the safety of knowing
Okay.
there's no one in my home waiting
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
Sometimes, the long way around is the safest way home.
Wow.
Taking those extra 5 seconds to lock and unlock the door every
Right.
time,
Right.
I know that there's no one in there either that's going to take my life or, as a woman, sexually assault me. 5 seconds, it can be the deterrent or the determining factor of whether I am a rape victim or a homicide victim.
That's good. That's good. I like that. Thank you for
5 seconds.
that. Don't just leave yourself all open.
No.
Guard yourself. Lock yourself. Unfortunately, that's the day and time we're living in.
Exactly.
Where you have to secure yourself. Even for,
Exactly.
like you said, those few seconds. Hey, buy another lock if it wears out. At least you'll be here to buy it rather than dead and gone.
Okay, I know some of the younger viewers won't remember this, but we had what we call the Night Stalker killer. It was during the summer when it was really hot and people were leaving their windows open. I don't care how hot it is, keep your windows closed, because he was able to slip in unlocked windows, and some people unlocked doors, and he killed a slew of people in the most horrific way. He tortured people. Now, keeping that window down or instilling, it's called, I think, a sledge. I can't remember offhand, but it's a window mechanism that only allows the window to open 2 inches.
Oh, okay.
And you can still get some air in,
Okay.
but people cannot come in.
Okay. 2 inches? No, they cannot.
They cannot come in. And it's just a matter of using wisdom. The Bible says to use wisdom.
Correct.
And that's what we have to employ.
Correct.
Is wisdom.
Wisdom.
Also, and this is for males or females, don't be predictable. And what I mean by that is never go home the same way all the time, because people that are following you know your route. Vary your route. I'm a country girl, and down south we have a saying about it's a poor rat that only has one hole to go into. You need to vary your route. You also need to know where the closest fire station and police station is to either your job, your home, or if you're a student, your school. And the reason I say that is we get inklings that something's not right. If you feel that someone is following you, don't go home. Don't take them where you live. Pull up to the fire station or to the police station. Let them explain why they're following you.
Wow, that's great.
When you're driving down the street, I keep a minimum of a car length between myself and the car in front of me.
Okay.
I never variate with that. And the reason being is they have a lot of robberies where they box you in. The car in front of you and in back of you will box you in.
Working together.
Exactly, in tandem. So I keep a car length between me, a minimum of 1. So I have movability.
Okay.
So if something is going south, I'm moving.
Okay.
I keep good insurance.
Okay.
So if I have to hit somebody, my insurance can pay for
You
it.
go. Good tips. Good tips.
So you don't want to be boxed in. Be alert to who is driving around you. Like I said, we all get those little ding, 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 ding. Pay attention.
Pay attention to that.
Pay attention. Even for males, it's critical in these days and time. Pay attention.
Wow, this has been so good. We're down to the last couple of moments of the show. What else you might want to deposit with us in these last couple of
The
moments?
last couple of moments. ATMs. Do not go to ATMs at night. If you need cash money, go into a market, buy something, and get cash back.
Oh, okay.
If you go to an ATM at night or in hours of darkness, it doesn't even have to be late, but even in hours of darkness, you're setting yourself up to be a victim. Time just seems to fly when we're talking, Dr. Lewis.
I know. You got one more?
Let me see. One more tip. Be proactive. Every person should have what I call a PSP, personal safety plan. Know what you're going to do ahead of time, which means you have to go over it in your head, because when you're in a situation, it's too late.
Yeah.
You need to know. Like I've always known, even before I became an officer, anybody attacked me, I was going to fight.
Okay.
And that helped me out when I was a college student. I was taking a bus. I didn't have a car.
Okay.
I had to change buses at night, and a
Okay.
man grabbed me. I fought. I scared him because I went. The minute he grabbed me, I didn't have time to think about it. It was instantaneous. I went into fight mode. But you have to know that you're going to do that. Know that you know that you know. And my last tip is the elbow is the strongest part of the body. Bam! Just like that. And I mean, don't be manly panly around,
Right,
like
right,
tapping somebody.
right,
No,
right.
this is your life we're
Right,
talking about. I mean,
right.
bam!
Right.
Really quick
Right.
to the solar plexus. When they
Right.
go down, run and yell. Do not be quiet. Draw as much attention to yourself as possible.
Rita, thank you so much. Seriously,
welcome.
thank you, because if we utilize these tips, it will minimize us being victims. I really do appreciate you sharing
Thank
your
you, Dr.
experience.
Lewis.
I really, really do. To you, our audience, come on, let's not just be hearers. Let's not have just heard what she said, but let's do what Rita Hall has suggested, because she's had the experience up close and personal of realizing and knowing that there are people there that are plotting every day on how to get over innocent individuals who walk around without a clue of survival. We have to go into survival mode, and so do that. And so take care of yourself, take care of your home. Don't just leave yourself all open. Apply what she said. And if you want to contact her, if you want to know more, then copy down our contact information at the end. We'll be happy to pass it on to Ms. Rita Hall. And it has been our joy and our pleasure being with you. Healthy, healthful, safety tips. Apply them to your life and share the information with other people. Help them to be safe too. Until next time, know that we love you. God bless you. Take care. Seriously. Thank you so much.